my manager days, which means I spend all day on back-to-back calls and meetings. I have 1 hour right now before I have to go to the gym and do our weekly team meeting with our coaches. And I really wanted to just answer some of your very frequently asked questions. Still too far. This is my favorite chair. So let's get going. First question is, how do I do what you do? I want to skyrocket my life and career and passions. How did you get to where you are? What are the tools? Please help. For those that don't know, I built a 7-figure business online without investing much money, probably maybe $400, and having really no mentor, no path, not a huge social media following. I was getting 200 views on my stories when I got started, and I was broke for 7 years of my entrepreneurial journey. I was a college dropout to immigrant parents. My dream was to go to CU Boulder and like be a party kid, but I couldn't do it because I couldn't fill out FAFSA and my parents didn't have $40,000 cash to pay for school. Then I just got super depressed, and I was in Ohio going to community college, literally not speaking to a single soul, and just going to the gym and falling in love with bodybuilding. And really, if I'm being honest, because I have like severe ADHD, I was on 40 milligrams of Adderall a day, hated it, like, oh my gosh, it made me depressed and suicidal, and I quit. But I could not get good grades in school without it, and I just refused to take a pill in order to like fit into the box of society and like go to school and get a degree and work for someone else. And as I got into bodybuilding at 19, I genuinely think this is what saved my life. This is what taught me discipline. This is what taught me consistency. Like, this is what taught me delayed gratification, right? I feel like what's so wrong in today's society, and where everyone gets so distracted, is from giving into instant gratifications, is constantly thinking about what is going to make me feel good in the moment. And if I don't get what makes me feel good in the moment, then something is not right. And the truth is that the people that learn to not feel good in the moment and be okay with that are the people that win later on. The people that are willing to give up some things now to have more of them later are the people that win. But you're always paying trade-offs. Like, I grinded through my 20s and I didn't experience the party phase. I didn't have a huge group of friends. I lost it after high school. You have to realize that when you ask questions like, how do I do what you do? I want to skyrocket my life and career and passions. Do you really want that? Because you have to know what it takes to get there first. You can't just run around saying, I want that person's life, or I'm jealous because that person has what I want, because you might not know the cost that they paid to get there. And you need to be honest with yourself about what is the cost that you're willing to pay to get there. Are you willing to pay the cost that I paid? I don't know if you are. A lot of people look at me like I'm this overnight success, crazy immigrant unicorn. I mean, I really was not dealt with any of the cards, but I had to get this tattooed on my arm. It says, I used the pain to push me to greatness, because I genuinely went through so much pain in my life and through this journey. Do you just want that beautiful outcome? Do you just want the end result? Do you just want to be in this place of beautiful car and a beautiful place to call home and a perfect husband? First of all, that doesn't exist. And what people get so wrong is that it's not the destination that makes you happy. It's the journey of who you become during that destination, because that's what refines you. And guess what? Those things that refine you are all painful. They're all really hard. And so when you say, how do I get to a place in my life where you are, Elise? Then the answer is pain. Be willing to be uncomfortable every day, to sit in discomfort. Be willing to feel pain. Be willing to sit in your life being hectic and people not approving of what you want to do, and you feeling like you're not confident because you haven't done the reps, you haven't done the thing. The only thing that's standing between you and me, hi Ginger, do you see all of this on this green stuff on her? She took herself on a walk, which is not okay. She took herself on a walk and came back rolled in moose poop. Did you roll in moose poop? I know you did. I think that a lot of people, maybe including you, look at success and look at people who have what you want, and you maybe only see the thing that they have, and maybe you don't see the thing that took them to get there. The truth is, if you're willing to pay the price, if you're willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to be uncomfortable, if you're willing to choose delayed gratification over instant gratification in every area of your life, you will be successful. Like, it's inevitable and it's impossible for you to not be successful if you put in the reps and you don't let anything distract you. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you start a YouTube channel, if you start an Instagram, if you start doing affiliate marketing, if you start doing direct sales, if you start doing network marketing, if you open your, it doesn't matter. They're all freaking painful because you don't know what you're doing in the beginning and no one does. That's it. When I got started, I had no idea what I was doing, no clue, and I had to figure it out. And most people aren't willing to figure it out because also if you were in the traditional school system, we were taught to follow orders. We were taught to do as we're told. And this entrepreneurial journey is the opposite of that. It's you doing what you told yourself you were going to do, not your boss. No one is looking over your shoulder. And if I were to put down, what are the skill sets really that will take you to that dream life, to that end life where you want to be? Because obviously you're asking that question or you're listening to this because you don't like your current life. You want to be somewhere else. Something about where you are is not what you want it to look like. You're looking for something else. And the best thing I can tell you is start taking the action. Figure out the one thing you're going to do and just start taking action. When you're in the beginning phases, you cannot be doing 1,000 things. You can't even be doing 2 things. You need to focus on one thing. What is that one thing? And then you get into analysis paralysis. Don't let that happen. Don't let your mind take over. If your mind talks too much, read books about that. The Untethered Soul and The Surrender Experiment are both great books when it comes to not being in your head. Get out of your head. That's a great book. Do the research that you need. But it's, your answer is going to be sales. How do you make a lot of money? How do you create residual income? It's going to be sales. And more on that later. Let's go to that next question. Tips to starting a new healthy lifestyle. I love you. You're my motivation. A healthy lifestyle. Oh man, I could really talk about this for so long. So here's the thing about starting a healthy lifestyle. I think it's starting to rain a little bit. First of all, you have to define what health means to you. Why do you want to start a healthy lifestyle? What are your priorities? Is it your sleep? Is it your mental health? Are you trying to perform better at work? Are you trying to achieve a certain physical physique? Because you can't just fully jump into something. It's one of the hardest things to literally immediately change every single thing that you do in your life. Once you figure out where you want to feel health, pick a few things that you can do every day, because this is what happens. And I've been a health and fitness coach for 12 years. I need some water. By the way, this health talk is amazing because I've been sick for 2 weeks. And like I told you guys yesterday, this is why I'm starting this channel, because health is my priority right now. So I'm literally telling you what I'm gonna do and how I figured out how I'm making this new health journey. Like I still feel like absolute shit. Once you figure out where you want to feel that health in your life, you have to look at your life. You have to look at your lifestyle and your weekly schedule. At least this is what I do. Like, first I literally look at my schedule and I ask, where can I take some things away? Where can I shrink sometimes? Because here's the thing. If you say, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, but your days are so hectic right now and you're barely sleeping and you've got 7 kids and you have to take them to school and make them food and pick them up. You also run a business. Like, you can't just say, I'm going to do this when you know that that thing requires time commitment that you genuinely don't have right now. So I look at my schedule always first. Why? Because fitness and health is not my job. I wish it was. I freaking wish it was. That's the freaking dream. It's not my job. I'm a business owner. I own an online business and I own an in-person business, which is a gym. But I'm owner and operator, which means I do marketing, I do sales, I do leadership. I just hired a manager after an entire year. So now I train my manager. I mean, my days are spent pretty much on talking to people and training them, teaching them, leading them. Anyways, I spend a lot of time with people. I have to run into the gym for last minute things. I'm also a mom to a 7-year-old, and it's a lot of freaking work. We drive her to school at 8:40 in the morning, and me and Ian, we just freaking love spending time with each other. If we can just sit in a car and drive Adeline to school together in the morning, we will literally do that. Like just on a Wednesday, like, hey, and we just all drive as a family, and then we try to go on a walk together. So like me spending quality time with Ian every day is a priority to both of us. I have to look at my calendar just like how you have to look at your calendar, and I have to ask myself, where are places where I can take some things away? Because your new habits, your new health habits are gonna take some extra effort and extra time and extra planning. Like it's gonna take a lot more effort than you think it's going to take. And this is why most people fail, because they don't prepare. And if you fail to prepare, then you prepare to fail. So you have to be able to set up a schedule that you know you will be able to stick to. Now, if that schedule is you food prep 2 times a week for 2 hours each, so like one on a Sunday evening, and it's like for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because you prefer like pretty fresh food. And then on Wednesday you take another 2 hours out, and then you prepare for the next 3 days, fresh food. I'm a fresh food eater, but I also have clients who, and this is just for, we're talking about health, and food is a huge part of it. If you are someone who has such a busy schedule that you can genuinely only take 1 day out, or like on a random Sunday morning, then you have to prepare enough food where you can freeze some of it. These are just things you need to think about before you start saying all of these things about your goals and about this new life that you create. You have to start small. And you have to also realize that in the beginning, especially if it's a health journey, guess what? You're going to feel shittier. Like your mood is going to be worse. Your level of motivation is going to be way lower. Your energy levels are going to be way lower. Like basically in the beginning, when it's actually the hardest to get into it, it's also the time that it's going to feel the hardest, because you are not your best self yet, right? The whole reason we get onto a routine of I want to lose weight, or I want to put on muscle, or I want to fix my sleep, or I want to fix my hormones, or I'm going on a health journey. You usually want to go on a health journey, on a health and fitness journey, because where you are right now, this point is painful, and you don't want to be here anymore. You want to be here. So not only do you have to work with creating a brand new schedule and a brand new routine and becoming a new person, but you have to do it while you're feeling like your worst, while you're feeling like shit. And nobody talks about this. Nobody prepares for this. Everyone's just like, I want to lose some weight, so I'm going to go on Pinterest and download this meal plan and like put it on my fridge. What? And then you just wake up like the next day thinking that you're actually going to follow that meal plan? Bro, it's going to take so much more preparation, so much more planning. I mean, you got to throw out everything from your house, every food, if it's a temptation. Like, you have got to create the perfect environment. People ask, how do you stay so consistent with all of these temptations around you? And to be honest, what I did for years is I just removed the temptations. Like, I just never had anything at my house that would take me off my plan or my goals. I used to have huge health problems, and that's how I got on this health journey and like creating this literally long-lasting six-pack in my life, which my weight used to fluctuate like this. It was crazy. And you have to understand that you have to be willing to sacrifice things. I mean, there should be a theme here. Any level of success you want to achieve in your life, whether it's fitness or money or business, you have to be willing to sacrifice things now. You can't expect to create change if you're not willing to experience change in the now, in the today, like right now, this moment. If you're not uncomfortable this moment, you're not changing. And you're waiting for like a perfect environment to create itself, and then you'll start changing. No, it happens right now, this moment. This is when you change things. This is when it's gonna feel shitty and sucky. Ginny, my dog has an obsession with burying things. The key, my friend, is for you to accept feeling shitty. If you want any change, if you want any newness in your life, you have to willing to accept feeling terrible for a long time. Like when you get into the gym for the first time, it sucks for a long time. All of it sucks. All of it sucks. When you start getting into an entrepreneurial job, it sucks so hard. You don't know anything. You have all the wrong mindsets. Everything sucks. Everything is uncomfortable. And of course, we all go into it knowing that it's not going to be easy. We're like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to do hard work. I'm ready for this. The amount of like fitness clients and business clients I've worked with in the last 12 years, because that's how long I've been a business and a fitness coach and mindset coach, technically thousands. But they all show up to that first call like they're ready to own the world. Like they're ready to put in the hard work. And they'll tell me like, I'm a hard worker. Yeah. I'm excited. I can do this. And whatever else. Like, I've been waiting for this for a long time. For so long, I knew that this was the time to do it. Nobody likes to feel shitty. And when it comes, it tempts all of us and it tests all of us. And that's when you really see what you're made of. And you either take those situations by the balls and you make the best of it and you push past and you say, I'm going to do what I can with what I have and with where I am. And every day I'm just going to focus on like becoming better than I was yesterday. Then you will succeed. Like it would literally be impossible for you not to succeed. The shittiness comes and it gets really hard and you're like, I just can't do this. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. This is not what I expected. It's not what I assumed. I assumed it would be different. And so now things don't look like the way you thought they would. So your preferences are threatened and you feel uncomfy and you feel humbled, and you're also kind of confused because you thought you wouldn't be feeling the way that you're feeling. And so all of these things are just too much for you to handle, and you quit because it's too hard. It's too uncomfortable. You know? I mean, it's one or the other. There's no in between. You either keep going and keep pushing through and keep going through the shittiness, and when it's hard, you say, this is what hard feels like. I knew it was going to be hard. I expected it to be hard. And you just keep going with that attitude. No matter what happens, you will win. Like, it's inevitable. It's impossible for you not to win and achieve your goals. At one point, you will. You could be a millionaire. Like, you will get there. Or if you're like, you know what? My comfort and my fun life and my friends and my whatever are like, this is just not worth it. And then you're going to quit because it's not worth it. And that's totally cool because it's not for everyone. But I'm just telling you that that's how it works. And that's it for today's pep talk. Hope you enjoyed the show. Go out there and work hard. Don't sell yourself short.